Usman, Izzy, and Volk are all 1-3 in their most recent fights, and I think that means it's time to pass the torch on to the next generation of UFC stars. So today, we're going to be giving our predictions for who will be the biggest stars in the UFC in the future.
Starting off the tier list, we got Hamzat Shmay. How big of a star do you think Hamzat Shmay is going to be?
I think Hamzat's a future champ.
Yeah?
I think he's a very bad stylistic matchup for basically everyone at the top of middleweight. So as long as he can beat Rob at 308, I think he has a championship in his future. I don't think he's quite GOAT. I just don't think he'll have enough fights and a long enough career to be in that GOAT tier, but I definitely do think he's a future champ.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If he gets past Rob, I think he has a strong chance at beating Dricus. But you're right, his health span is like one of the lowest in the UFC, so I could see him like retiring really early. So what, we're going with champ?
All right, moving on next, we have one of our personal favorite fighters in the UFC, Shara Bullet. Lucas, where do you want to chuck this man?
Okay, so we have to decide, is he ever gonna get top 15 rank? That's the first decision.
I feel like there's a chance.
There is a strong chance with favorable matchups.
Yeah, I think they'll probably have him face a can while he's just outside, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, he can go in the top 15.
Yeah, it'll be one of those situations where he gets like moved into the rankings without actually beating anyone in the rankings. If we think about the bottom 15 of the rankings right now, there's like Jack Hermanson, Roman Dolidze.
Yeah, and I struggle to find him beating any of them at this current moment with his current skill set. He could go out and he could improve and shock us, but as of right now,
yeah,
he's a certified trash can destroyer.
Okay, so are we gonna go journeyman? Because I actually think that he might never make it to the top 15 ranked.
Yeah, let's go journeyman.
All right.
Just so we can make some people mad at home.
Screw this guy. I actually do like his outfits though. Like his style is kind of cool in the press conferences and like in the 308, embedded videos. He's growing on me.
No, he's looking like Mad Max Fury Road.
All right, let's move on to another fighter who's fighting at UFC 308. We got Miktabik Orobai.
Okay, Orobai won't be a GOAT.
No.
Lightweight, 2 stack.
Yeah.
But I do think with how he's the top lightweight prospect and everyone in lightweight is getting older, I do think he's at least top 5.
Yeah, I could see top 5. Is he going to become a champ? It's so early to tell. He's one of those prospects where you haven't seen enough yet. I'm comfortable putting him in top 5. I don't think champ though.
Yeah, it's tough. I think for now we'll put him in top 5 and then we can see as we put guys into top 5.
Okay, that's fair. So we'll go top 5 right now. Next up, we got Lerone Murphy.
Another tough one.
Yeah.
In a super stacked featherweight division. Like the future of featherweight is going to be tough. And it's like, how does he stack up there?
I don't think, right off the bat, I don't think he ever becomes a champ.
I don't think so either. I'm leaning also top 5.
Top 5? He's already top 15 ranked, actually.
Yeah, so top 5 should not be an issue for him.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I would maybe even put him just outside the top 5. I don't know if he has just the grit. He's almost like, he doesn't suffer as much as this from Leon Edwards, but he's almost the same thing where he's so technical that he doesn't end up just going for the finish.
Yeah, I think that this next fight at 308 will be like a big deciding factor on where his future lies.
Yeah, if he can finish Dan Ige, then all props to him. All right, next up, we got everyone's favorite fighter from UFC 307, Mario Bautista.
Unfortunately, Mario Bautista's already top 15 ranked. So I think that that's where we have to put it. I don't see him getting top 5 ranked. I didn't see anything at 307 that made me think, oh yeah, this guy's good.
No.
Bantamweight has a great future, and I also don't think that he's going to be pushed.
So you're thinking top 15. He's not going to move up any higher.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to stay around that 10 spot for the rest of his career kind of thing before he gets cut.
I hope so. I don't want to see him move up and like fight and take actually like good fights where we're missing up on other matchups, because I don't ever want to see him fight again.
No.
Top 15 is where he needs to stay until he gets cut. All right, let's move on to another fighter who is at 307. We got Khalil Roundtree Jr. This is someone who actually gained a lot of fans, even though he lost. So he's already top 15 ranked. Is he going to get top 5? I think so.
I think he will.
Yeah, so at least top 5 right now. Do you think he's above the potential of Lerone Murphy in his division? Or what do you think?
I think so.
Yeah?
I find there being a really small chance that Lerone Murphy goes out and wins a championship. But I think that Khalil really realistically could. Like, I think his next fight's going to be up against someone in that top 5. And then from there, you're one fight away again.
Yeah, well, they already moved him up to rank number 7. So realistically, a top 5, top 3 matchup is something in his future. But a champ, when he's going to have to go against someone like either Alex Pereira or when he retires, maybe Ankalaev, that's where it gets really tough. I don't think so.
And I think with light heavyweight, if there is a striker as the champion, you never know. You know, it could be 2 or 3 years down the road, and it could be back to having Yuri as the champion and Yuri versus Hill. All it takes is one punch kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's leave him in top 5 rank, though. So we got Joaquin Buckley next.
I'm not incredibly high on Joaquin Buckley. I know that people are very high on him after 307 and what he did to Wonderboy. I don't know. There was just something about that win that really didn't project him the way that I think that other people perceive him.
Well, if he wouldn't have got that KO, I know this is completely irrelevant because he did get the KO, but if he didn't get the KO, he wouldn't have won the fight. He was losing 2 of those rounds. That's what it was looking like. So is he top 5 ranked in a stacked welterweight division? I say no.
Yeah, I don't see him in the same tier as those guys above him. I think he's probably ahead of Mario Batista.
Yeah, I would say just because he's an exciting fighter, Dana is more likely to give him exciting matchups. It's literally not letting me. Okay, there we go. Buckley, do you think he ever has a chance of getting top 5 ranked, or is that too
ambitious? He has a chance.
Yeah.
But
you have Leon Edwards, Kamar Usman, JDM, Shavkat, Bilal, and who's the other one?
All the welterweight or
Ian Gary's up there.
Ian Gary, you have like Pratez Morales.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about later. So
it's gonna be really tough. I think top 15 ranked is where he's gonna stay for a while.
Up next, one of my personal favorite prospects in the whole UFC, Wang Kong.
Wang Kong.
I'm gonna say GOAT.
GOAT. You think Wang Kong is, after one fight in the UFC, getting a 2-minute or like under 2-minute KO, she's a GOAT?
I think she has.
That's what you're saying.
She at least has champ potential.
She has champ potential. So we're moving her down 1 already. She's top.
No. What? No, she's a future champion. She's a future GOAT because of her personality.
No, you can't just say that though. She has to actually win a belt.
She has marketability.
Yeah, that's fair. But you have to win a belt if you want to become a GOAT. You have to win 1 belt and be dominant as well. Like, you can't just win a belt to become GOAT and have a personality.
We can leave her in champ.
Okay, we'll leave her in champ just because Dylan's extremely
Where would
high
you
on
have put her?
I have not seen anything from her yet. Like, yeah, she got a good KO against a not ranked opponent.
That no one else gets KOs and wins.
Okay. I would probably put her in like top 15.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But we'll go, let's bounce it out in top 5.
No.
Okay, we're going champ?
Yes.
All right. Let's go Robelis Despania next. This dude, the biggest fraud in the UFC. He just got lay and prayed on again for 3 rounds in his last fight. So now he's like 5-2 or 6-2 or something. So he is trash can or journeyman?
I think he probably is a journeyman.
Just because he has like random fluke KO power,
Exactly.
He could get another like big win. But if you go up against any wrestler, give him like the Blob, he's not even beating Gaziev.
Yeah, maybe we should put him in trash can just so we have someone in every tier.
He'll hold down trash can for now.
Sorry, bro.
Okay, next up, everyone's favorite Aussie fighter. We got Steve Erceg. Thoughts on Steve Erceg?
I'm so torn between top 5 and champ.
Champ.
Yeah.
You think he's going champ in flyweight? It's a stacked division. Like, for talent, they actually are really talented.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe he's top 5.
I would probably
top of
lean.
top 5.
Yeah, let's go top 5 because we have seen some good performances from him already. Like Oral By, it's too early to tell. Roundtree, is Roundtree above Oral By?
Yeah.
It's more likely, I think,
Yeah.
just in that division. And then Erceg, is Khalil Roundtree above Erceg?
I'm looking at it in terms of like, are they locks to be top 5 fighters? And I think Ursic's a lock.
I think he's a lock.
Where Khalil Roundtree could go in and lose his next fight.
Yeah, he could. All right, let's move on. We got Chase Hooper next, a very young prospect. Looked good in his last fight. This one's tough because he could go on a bit of a run, but again, it's one of those cases where you haven't seen like enough skills from him yet. So off the bat, I'm thinking top 15 I could see.
Yeah, I think that's where I was going to end up.
Journeyman is too low. Like, I definitely see him getting into that bantamweight top 15 because the lower end of bantamweight kind of sucks right now. He could easily beat like one of those older fighters.
Rob Font, Kyler Phillips.
Kyler Phillips. Oh,
don't even get me started. Oh,
that fight. I mean, look, I was hyped for Rob Font because he was an underdog in that fight, but Kyler Phillips just forgot how to throw a punch. He forgot to train.
Can't even really talk. I was sleeping during that fight.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Chase Hooper in top 15 ranked. Let's move on. We got Miles Morales, Spider-Man. He's already top 15.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get top 5?
I really liked what I saw out of him.
Yeah, I mean, he finished Neil Magny in what, a couple minutes?
Yeah. I think that Morales goes ahead of Murphy.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think he has the ceiling of the guys ahead of him. Like, I don't know if he'll be champ.
Yeah, it's tough to say because he did look really strong, and other people, like other big prospects, have beat Neil Magny not in the same fashion.
That's true.
Although I think Neil Magny's slowly declining in his career.
We can leave him there for now.
Okay. Next up, we got Bo Nickol, someone that you are notoriously high on.
And are you not high on him?
I am. I just like, it's so early again. He has good wrestling, but he fought what, Cody Brundage and a bunch of other cans.
I don't know. I don't think that UFC's putting him on the main card of pay-per-views if they're not extremely high on him. And since they're extremely high on him, it means he's going to get favorable matchups. Like Paul Craig, I think, is a favorable matchup for him.
Oh, it's
100%.
a layup. It's a layup.
So
top 5?
I think the issue with him is that it's just so early to tell. Like, if his striking continues to progress at the rate it has been, he's a future champ, but that's unknown.
Yeah, there's definitely potential for champ status, but when you're going up against guys like Hamzat in that same division, and you know that Bo Nickol's gonna want to test himself. Let's say in the future we do get to that matchup where it's Hamzat and Bo Nickol. You know Bo Nickol's gonna want to test himself in that wrestling.
Exactly.
Is he gonna be able to out wrestle Hamzat?
That's so tough because like UFC wrestling's so different than like collegiate wrestling.
Yeah. Should we go top of top 5 or champ?
Top of top 5.
For now. I could move him up, honestly. That doesn't look bad.
No, I think he goes there.
Okay. Above Wang Kong.
No.
No? Okay.
Wang Kong should be at the top of champ.
She's a goat. All right, next up, we got one of your favorite fighters in the UFC.
One of the number one.
Yeah, Paddy Pimblett.
Is it crazy to say that he's at least top 5, maybe even champ?
It's not crazy. He gets 2 wins and he's a champ, pretty much, right? He goes on a Dan Hooker win, and then there's no one else to fight for the title. He's new blood. Give him Makhachev. That's what I say.
No, Paddy just needs to stay chill until Islam's gone.
Yeah, he needs to fly under the radar for a little bit. Take long layoffs in between his fights.
Because the thing is that after Islam's gone, the throne's his, basically.
Basically, you're saying the throne is Paddy Pimblett's after Islam is gone.
Who else is there?
Arman, pretty much just 10% worse than Islam.
I think that he either has to go ahead of Steve. I think that's probably better.
Yeah, he could be like a staple of the top 5, where he is really skilled. It's just you never get to that level where you can beat a dominant champion.
Are you talking about like a guy who's just spends his whole career in lightweight and just can never get it done in the big fight?
Dustin?
Are we saying that Paddy's Dustin Poirier?
I could also see him going in champ, and especially if we're talking about the next stars of the UFC, like star power wise, he's huge.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with you if you want to put Paddy in champ. I'm not going to argue.
All right, you know what? let's do it. Because like star power wise, he could get a massive following. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to put him in champ. All right. Let's go. Carlos Pratez next. How you feeling? He got his win over Li Jiang Lang.
Yeah, that was a good win. And then he's going to fight Neil Magny.
Yeah, Apex 100. I love that main event. You know I love Apex.
Crazy. A lot of it is going to be comparing his whole career to like Miles Morales. And I don't know how I feel about Pratez over Morales.
Yeah, Pratez has long range. Like he's reachy. He has great training partners with the Fighting Nerds. We're high on them. But is he going to be able to get to that top 5 of welterweight? I don't think so.
Really? I'm looking at the guys in our top 5 tier, and I think, yeah, Pratez belongs with those guys more than he belongs with the guys underneath them.
Yeah, but at the same time, if he faces like a really strong someone who's really strong just in MMA, like can wrestle and can strike, I could see him getting very stuck at like rank number 7.
I would probably lean where he is right now.
Okay.
But if you want to put him in top 15.
We just have so many people in top 5 ranked. Like, are they all going to get ranked? I don't know.
Well, you just have to be top 5 at some point in your career.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's move on to Raul Rosas Jr.
Ooh.
Chewie.
I think he's top 15.
Top 15?
I don't ever like I don't ever see him becoming a champ. I don't even ever see him being a real contender.
No, I don't think so either. I was like between top 15 and journeyman. That's how bad I think Raul Rosas Jr. is. He's not bad.
He's
I don't want to
19,
get hate. I know.
And he just says stupid stuff. If he doesn't come out and say, "Yeah, I want to retire by I'm 25," then people wouldn't be like,
Exactly.
you're never gonna become a champion. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
you have your whole career ahead of you. You have 10, 15 years of MMA, and then you say you want to retire in 6 years, and you want to become champ in like 2.
Yeah,
That set unrealistic expectations for me.
I don't know. I think he definitely belongs in top 15, and I think he's okay there.
Dang, Shara is just holding down journeyman for us.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to Gene Silva, someone who's extremely impressive, a big featherweight. This dude's massive.
I think, it's tough because featherweight is so good. Mm-hmm. But Gene Silva's good.
He's so good. He's kind of like Ilia Topuria in the fact that he has good ground game and insanely powerful striking. Mm-hmm. What I don't like about him is how much he like goes to the center and taps the other person's hand. Like, you're in a fight, just like lock in and finish him. You know?
Yeah, do you think he ever becomes a champ?
I don't think he ever becomes a champ in that. Maybe, but if Ilya wins
Lopez.
if Ilya wins against Max, that he's gonna be dominant. And then Lopez is similar to Gene Silva where he has strong striking.
And we've seen more from Lopez at this point. I think that he is top 15. We can put him at the top.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And honestly, he could lose his next fight. Like, you never know. Next up, someone who just lost against Brennan Royval, unfortunately. We got Tatsuro Taira, still only like 24.
Yeah, super young and like all the potential in the world still. I think he's a future champ.
Yeah, I'm happy to put him in champ. I think he's above Patty. I think he's above Bo Nickol.
I was going to put him above Wang Kong.
Okay, yeah, so let's go number 2. Hamzat's holding down champ for us. Is there going to be anyone in GOAT? Maybe our next fighter? What do you think? Talbat? Is Talbat the future of the UFC? We're basically saying the GOAT person is going to be the face of the UFC.
People love to hate on me for always trashing on like the GOATs of bantamweight, saying that they don't really have like a true standout GOAT in Dominic Cruz. I'm okay to put Peyton Talbot in GOAT. Like, I think that as a bantamweight champion, you really only need like 3 or 4 title wins and you're in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. And for star power, he is kind of like representing a younger generation, like really young, of UFC fans. So I think as the UFC sport grows, he could gain a massive younger audience, like 15 to 20-ish. So I'm happy to put him in GOAT. I think he's going to have a long career. And I think he's already like extremely composed, super good striking, good on the ground. Like, he's just well-rounded and chill.
Exactly. He's the new era of people coming up as mixed martial artists rather than a specialty kind of thing.
Yeah, and we talk about Raul Rosas Jr. as not performing in that sphere card. Think about what Peyton Talbot did. KOs his opponent in 20 seconds. That's what you're expecting in these layup matchups for these prospects. Obviously, 20 seconds is like insane and you can't guarantee that. But with someone like Raul Rosas Jr., when you get that matchup of Keel Lang or whatever his name was, you're expecting him to get a submission, at least.
Yeah, not just to lay on him and win a 2-1 decision.
Yeah, so I think I'm happy to put Talbot in the GOAT category.
And I think he's at a good age because you have the current champ who's 33. Umar's a little bit younger, but still not young for being this prospect coming up. You know, he just had his first ranked fight and he's 30 years old. You know, Peyton Talbot being so young is kind of at the perfect age. By the time that he's really in his prime, those guys will be on their way out.
Yeah, and he's had so much experience by that time, he could easily become the face of bantamweight.
Yeah, and that's like, those two guys are really the only things that's like, ooh, you know, because such elite wrestling.
Yeah, imagine a Sean O'Malley Peyton Talbot matchup in the future.
Oh,
that would be amazing.
Would be fire.
And O'Malley would be decently old by that time as well.
Yeah, he'd probably be early 30s at that point. All right, moving on to our last fighter, another guy that we're both super high on, Carlos Ulberg.
Yeah, immediate reaction, I think he has champ potential.
I think he's a future champ too.
Like, quite easily. He is big. He's so big in that light heavyweight division. Comparing him to Khalil Roundtree, he towers over him. Especially being like Samoan, you know those guys are tough.
And I think with him is that he's in a division with really no future.
Yeah.
He is the future, and he's 31. He's older to be like this up and comer, but there's really no future in that division.
And everyone's older in light heavyweight.
Exactly.
Right?
He's the young guy in light heavyweight being 31.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe, is he GOAT?
Oh, no.
No?
That's crazy.
Champ?
Yeah, we can put him champ.
Above Tyra or below?
We can go above Tyra.
I think there's more potential. Tyra's super strong on the ground. Like, his body lock is probably the best in the UFC. Roy Val was talking about, he's like, I train with black belts all the time. I could knock it out of his body lock. And I think that his striking, though, is just so bad. He does not move his head at all. His defense is just like standing there. It's like in UFC 5 when you're permanently rocked. You just can't move. So I think for the division, Oldberg has a higher ceiling.
All right, looking at our list now, is there any major changes you want to make?
I don't think so. I feel like Hamzat is like fair being at champ status at the top. Paddy Pimblett could go down to top 5
No,
rank.
he's in champ now. Too late.
Okay, I shouldn't have made that mistake. Lerone Murphy, I don't even think I'm that high on him. I might put him behind Carlos Pratez.
That's fair.
Yeah. Miles Morales, great fighter. Oralby, we haven't really seen a ton out of him, so maybe I go lower. What do you think?
Yeah, we could put him at the end of top 5 just because we haven't seen. He's not proven like these other guys who have all had ranked fights outside of Carlos Pratez.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy to move Shara to trash can, but I think he's more
But then we'd have
likely-
to move someone down to journeyman. We
Yeah.
can move down Chiwiwi to journeyman.
I think top 15 is where
Fine.
Chiwiwi's going to stay.
Fine.
All right, that's our final. Locking it in.
Locked in.
Let us know in the comments if you agree with that list. Who out of these fighters would be your GOAT?
And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See